Hello everybody, I'm PeaceEgg, and I'm going to show you this nice little indie game called Dead End Road. It's a driving horror game. Nice little game from probably 7 years back now, I don't know. But I've been speedrunning it, I'm the only speedrunner, and I'll show you a little more of what the actual plot entails by showing you the cutscenes right about now. So we get this old lady here. So you finally arrived, my dear. And by the way, I can't do nearly as good an impression of this lady as like Brossentia or someone. So you'll have to do with what I have. You can come closer if you would like. Perhaps my appearance frightens you? There is no need to be afraid, child. You seek instruction on the ritual, yes? That is what my visitors usually ask of me. ... It is true that the ritual has power. The power to grant one wish. But it comes at a terrible cost. ... I can see that you will not be dissuaded. Go perform the ritual, then return to me. And bring with you the following: a book, a bell, and a candle. Can you remember that, my dear? Can you remember that, chat? So then, do you still wish to proceed? Very well. Then we shall begin. And so we start the ritual for this one wish with orbs. So I just have to move direction keys. I move to it once, usually. It's just a random pattern. You arrange them in this completely unassuming little pentacle here, or whatever this may be. And we have a wish. And I always wish for eels. Why? Because I gotta have my eels. Oh, and by the way, mind this person. Okay, time to get those eels. And the quickest way back to Dead End Road is with our car. So this is the rest of the game, pretty much. We're going for the good ending, which means we're actually going to get the bell, the book, and the candle. We want good quality. Like, you can't just bring a broken bell, book about like travel guide stuff, or maybe you can, but and like a match or something and say, oh, this is the bell, book, and candle. The lady will say, no, that's not good enough. You're going to die, and then you die. So we're going to do our best to try and get a good ending that actually has us getting our wish of eels. Now, everything from this point forward is pretty much random. The turns, the traffic, which we'll use both lanes, both directions, and all the hauntings we face. We could face very little. We could face a lot. And I have ways pretty much to reduce any time loss on any of them, because this game also has sanity effects. Oh, hey, there's a bird. This game has sanity effects much like Eternal Darkness, and they slow you down. You might already notice that there's small obstacles that I am just plowing through. Dead bodies, birds, ghostly pedestrians. That's normal. That's part of my strategy. Because if you run into enough of those, your car, which has a health meter, by the way, it's to the left of the radio. It's right now green, but it will get red. To the left of that, by the way, is my distance to the next city, which we're under 1 kilometer now. But I want to break my car down by small damage like that. You know, running over things, not crashing into anything that would bring the car to a dead stop, but little minor obstacles. And I've got a little trick if that happens early that will kind of be nice to show off. So we do stop in the first city. I need to stop by the night mechanic. Not to repair the car, but to buy fuel. Because there is a gas station along the way, but we aren't going to have enough fuel to make it to that. at this point, so we do need a little bit of fuel to get there. We then go to the pawn shop. That's where we get our items, and this is entirely randomized too. So we actually have all 3 types of items. We have a wax candle. That's good enough. We have a dictionary. That's... Nah, I guess that's a book. And a broken bell. This is not a good idea to be buying this and saying we're good. But we're going to hold on to it just in case we're in a bad way at the end. So I do want better of everything, but I definitely need a better bell to get the good ending. And we're going to avoid the supermarket and the pharmacy. There is no use for those in a speedrun. So we're going to get a choice of direction here as well. There's a map of all the locations you can go to. That looks big, it looks confusing, frightening. We're not going to look into that. We're just turning left every time. And so we're going to just keep on driving. And along the way, I'm going to see stuff like this truck. And didn't get the... There's a way you can take damage by driving right alongside it. But otherwise, it dumps out dead bodies in kind of a creepy, scary way. Random carriage with a baby in it. Going along the road at night. I don't know why either. And it's just... Hopefully we'll get just enough damage right before we get a better book, a better bell, and so we can kind of glitch all the way to the ending. I keep missing obstacles. By the way, the rain and the wind barely affect anything, and... Hold on a second. This is interesting. Okay, never mind. It's just damage. Okay, yeah, we're still taking damage. There is a glitch in this game. Oh, speaking of glitches. So, I'm supposed to be frozen at this screen, not able to drive forward. You can hear the cars moving now because I paused the game. So this is the biggest glitch in the game. If the game throws like a horror scene or something spooky at you, it freezes the car in place. But it's the exact same mechanic as pausing the game. So, by pausing, I'm unpausing the car. And you use that a lot to get out of those situations and save a fair amount of time, but the disadvantage is you're driving blind. Okay, so we're checking this antique store. Ooh, a grimoire. That's a much better book. And a collar bell is actually not better than the broken bell, so we're gonna leave that as is. At least I'm pretty sure it's not. So we got a better book. I feel okay about where we are if things go south, but I still would like to find a better bell. Like, broken bells aren't exactly what you expect for rituals, right? The Dark Alley, it's a good call out there, Belloween. There's random events in this game that would give you more cash, less cash, cost you an item, take fuel away from you, give you fuel, things of that nature. Those are found in either dark alleys or... Oh wow, that's very early. Dark alleys or rest stops you'll find alongside the road randomly. But never mind all that. You see the car is smoking now. I have 3 hits to go before this car breaks down. I hit 3 more things and this car is... 2 more things. This car is breaking. This is a sanity effect. We're not actually dead. But there's a lot of like random sanity stuff that happens, like this fog that's troublesome. You saw my radio get messed with, my interior lights got turned on, my headlights will sometimes get turned off. We're gonna try and avoid that because this is very early to break down. 1 hit, okay, next hit will break the car. The game is throwing a lot at me right now, and this is where I get to say, hey, this run's actually not very safe, much like a lot of BBG runs. There's a chance this could flat out fail. But if it fails right now, it'll be a case of where we just get to the end and get a bad ending instead. So we'll be fine for the most part. But yeah, just to summarize, we did make a deal with the devil. For eels. I really want those eels. I'm still thinking about those eels. So the antique store, every city we stop by the way, has a store that's either antique or pawn shop that we can grab something from. And oh, we're good now. That's a brass bell. That's one of the best ones you can get. Okay, we have excellent items for a ritual now. So now I can break this car and feel okay about it. And yeah, the radio, when he comes on it, like the Satan or demon figure basically says random lines like, "You are beyond the reach of God here," or "I'll swallow your soul," things of that nature. It's all random spooky stuff. It's quite fun. But now I'm at full speed, which is good for the next glitch I'm going to hopefully get when I hit something here in a few seconds. I'm assuming I'm going to hit something. Just need a small item to hit. Don't mind the Grim Reaper, he's just there to be a distraction. And here we go, garbage can. I should be dead now. So you hear that gonging sound, and you hear the sound of what should be the car breaking down. But also, you hear the engine still running. And I assure you, it's running at full speed right now. And this is the fun part about this game. This happened much earlier than I would like for the sake of visual. But we're very much alive, and we're going to finish this run. And it's going to be successful and a good ending. So what we did is right after you take the final hit point of damage, you pause the game, which at that point, the game over sequence starts. But the car's frozen because you froze it in place. So then as that starts, we unpause and the car continues at the momentum it had when we paused. And here we go. The car's turning right. The car's now turning left. We skipped a city and we're continuing on through what should be the second to last city, Average City. This car is not too damaged to continue. It is going on full blast through a city that if we weren't too damaged at that point, we'd have to stop there for gas. But we're technically dead, so we no longer have use for gas, for fuel, for petrol. We're just listening to all the horrors in the background now that should be affecting us, but they're not. And hey, it's raining. I think my wipers are going. I can't really control that anymore. So the car just kind of goes all along like this, and the sooner the better, because that means I don't have to slow down for turns, for obstacles. I'm just driving right through them, and it's only obscured by this bloody screen. This might be a good time to mention, this game, when you're playing it legitimately, is kind of spooky and a lot of fun, and it's only $2 on Steam. And on sales, is it $2? It might be even less. It's $3, I think. Never mind. But 75 cents on sale. So it's very good value for the kind of gameplay you get, which is going to be just a few more minutes as we reach another city. And we turn right. And we turn left on the dead-end road. Yeah, I totally agree with Faisy. This game is very, very good. It kind of has the visual style. You brought up Faith, Makara. It's indeed kind of that whole retro style, very PS1-like. This game is an absolute gem. I just happen to break it in some ways that are unfortunate. Yeah, so I'm playing. I don't have a webcam, so I can't really show you, but I'm not even touching the controller I have right now. I'm using an Xbox One controller. So as soon as I did that pause, unpause, the game basically took control away from me. And it has just decided that it's going to keep my last input, which was driving full blast down the road. So there I go, down the road, full steam ahead. This is survival horror at its finest. But we should be about... So, dead-end road, if you haven't broken down the car by then, is kind of a nightmare because it's this dirt road, or at least a very broken down road. It's hard to see where the boundaries are. You don't have any center lane marker or lane divider. And it's 6 kilometers of that with sharp turns, and by this time your sanity has depleted to nothing, so you're getting bunches of like horrific sights and visions and interruptions and garbage cans being thrown at you. Yeah, survival horror, that is... Please feel free to use that term anywhere you see the opportunity. Fill the world with dad jokes and be proud of it. What happens when you go off-road? Normally when you go off-road, when you're not in this state, when you're in this state, it doesn't matter. Normally you can continue at full speed, but if there's like a gate there or a shrubbery or light posts, you can run into those, and those at full speed are instant death. Oh, we're at Dead End Road. We're gonna turn in, and here's the ending. So you have returned to me. I am surprised. Very few make it this far. You poor, naive fool. Many years ago, I too performed the ritual. But I was lucky. Not GG yet, we'll see in a moment. I was able to bargain for my soul, on the condition that I continue the curse, and lure more unsuspecting lambs into the waiting arms of my master. Judge me not, child. You would have done the same. But enough talk, have at you. Did you bring the required items? Show me what you have. ... I see. ... An excellent selection you have here, so now we have a good ending guaranteed. If we get reasonable or excellent here, we're good. Indeed, it seems you may still have a chance. Go now and complete the ritual. There is still a chance to save yourself. To save yourself from my master. And by the way, the final ritual? It's more orbs. Once again, randomized. That's it. That's time right there. And now, you have 30 seconds, no matter if you have reasonable or excellent items, to complete that. And if you don't, you die. But here's the final text. And this is the end of the road. Standing in the dawn's early light, you reflect back on the night's events. You somehow managed to get through it all. Will things ever be the same again? The sun's rays begin to pierce the clouds. You begin to feel more like yourself again. You think upon your original wish for eels. You see some items fade into existence before you. You realize these are the eels you wished for. You've waited so long for these eels. At first glance, these eels seem to be everything you'd ever hoped for. It has all been worthwhile. Thank God you now have these eels. This is how your journey ends. Cool, we got a happy ending. All but like 3 lines of that text, by the way, are RNG as well. Your journey is now complete, and that's it. That is Dead End Road. Again, a fantastic game, very cheap on Steam. Highly recommend anyone pick it up and play it. I gift it out to people on holidays like Bad Rats. But I'm gonna be right back in a minute or two to show you all the wonders of Kool-Aid Man on the Intellivision. Kat, whenever you'd like, feel free to take it away. I'll send it right back to you. And thank you all for watching Big Bad Game-a-thon.